876 stream.
I want to know, from the outside looking in, is this what you expected of the football culture?
No, I worked 7 years with the national team prior to coming here with one stop in between. And I thought it was at a higher professionalism level. I really thought so because of all the players that I knew in the team, but I came here knowing very little about Jamaican culture. So that was, like we've been saying, that was our first task to adapt and learn about the culture, and then we can start to say, this is how we can grow, but not coming in blind and tell everyone what to do before knowing what is actually being done. But I think if we want to, difficult to say it without maybe being judged on that, but if we haven't had any success for 20 years, we must be doing something wrong. So to be able to change that, we need to change the way we are doing things. And so we have started to talk about that since we came, but I think we know more now how we can change it. And so we are trying to implement those things, trying to get in ideas, trying to get in help, how we can improve our professionalism around the national team.
And Coach Maron, he's making a point, about contrast. Now, I'm not as old as you are, not to say that you're an older man, but, you'd have at least been here for those last 20 years that Coach is referring to. In relation to that passage of time versus the year that you've been working with Coach, like, what's the difference that you're seeing?
One of the best and worst thing that happened to us was our 98 campaign in terms of the success we got. But for some reason, for 20 years, we thought we could have done the same things we did those 20 years ago to qualify in a modern time, and that time we had all the players, or 99% of the players living here, training here. Now we have players all over the world. So things like those we got wrong. The logistics was different, because everybody was coming from here. Now people coming as far as from Saudi Arabia now, so that was one of our best and worst things that happened to us, and I think it's just for us to just, I always use best practices to answer questions, and if you want to be like the best, we have to do what they are doing, and those are some of the things that we're getting wrong. But slowly but surely, as I hear Coach said that, we're getting help, and with the experience that they have from Europe also help us, because we're dealing most of the players that are playing in that environment, so that is good for us to get help and willing to grow, willing to learn, willing to change, willing to adapt. I am surely for the past year, my management skills have improved drastically, being around him, and before him, Paul Hall started me off with Europe, so it's very good for me as a person, and I always try my best to share with all the Jamaican coaches that I can talk to, about my experiences. I always try to invite them in to come and watch sessions, watch how we work together. And, most people are, open to it, some not, but slowly but surely.
That is actually identified as one of the major problems that we have in the country, the coaching.
Yeah, man, the coaching, and it's not the knowledge of the coaching, is how we think we can just have something over here and don't share it. How we share things. They share everything with me. There's no day that I'm in this program from day one till now that I feel as if I'm the only Jamaican. Sometimes I don't even remember that, because we share everything. We talk about everything. We eat together, we talk together, we plan together, everything. And sometimes we laugh after jam together. But yeah.
And before we move into some other stuff, just quickly on the players, like you mentioned from the outside looking in that with the talent that was here, you'd have thought it'd have been a little different professionally and maybe infrastructure. But just talking about the players themselves, like how are you enjoying working with this crop of players? And then, of course, there's a lot of excitement in terms of who's interested to play for Jamaica as well.
Well, I think we have been kind of privileged, the players we selected in the beginning. We were quite happy with the players from beginning, so we haven't changed the squad a lot. We have looked at some probably 50 players maybe 40 players in FIFA windows, and then some more local guys or playing here domestically, and in the USL as well, in off FIFA windows. So we've gotten to know probably close to 60, 70 players that we worked on. So not only football-wise, but also knowing them as person. So I'm really happy with them. And if you put your mind into the player's head, we are taking players from the highest shelf in football. The Premier League is probably the most professional league in regards to everything. So we are taking players from the highest shelf, bringing them here to a level that normally would demotivate them. So we are really happy with the attitude they are showing, the mentality they have, wanting to come to play for Jamaica. But there is an area, I think, if we can give them an environment that will motivate them more, I think we can even get more out of these players. And that is our task, to get them really motivated every time they step on the pitch for Jamaica, to give everything, because we are giving them everything we can.
For clarity, Coach, so I think I might have mentioned this, so we had the sit down ahead of the last window. But when Rene Simo was here, he was kind of I might ask you to explain that last in a minute, but I was just saying that when he was here, he had a sort of free reign, not in the case that there's nothing to stop him from doing what he wanted, but just in the sense that he was allowed to, pass his influence over more than just the 11 players on the team and the couple that are on the bench at any given time. For clarity, how much scope do you have in terms of imparting your ideas to the actual wholesale setup of the Jamaica football system?
Well, we try to push, but now it's a lot about budgeting. It's a lot about finance, because JFF is running not only the men's team. At that time, probably they didn't have a women's team, a lot of youth teams, etc. They didn't play as many games as we are doing today. So it's really is down to budget, what we can do with the budget we have. But I think looking forward, looking at the squad, I think we can pay back if we invest cleverly in this men's national team. I think we can pay back with reaching the World Cup, going for the Copa America, etc. Because the prize money is there for return. So it's budget, but we have a lot to say, and then it's to implement what we say. That's always the more tricky part than to say it. You want to add to this, John? Maybe you.
I can explain why I started to laugh. Okay. Because it's the common tongue in Jamaica. When Rene Simo was here, and when 98 was here, you get what I'm saying? I respect what he did thoroughly, wholeheartedly, but it becomes a fallacy of Jamaican football. Like Maron said, you think you can do the same kind of thing 25 years later? I mean, even Madonna's changed her face a numerous amount of times with her music style. So there you go. Yeah, and she managed to stay important. Yeah. It's not about him changing his face or Maron. Perhaps me, and I'm kind of bold, Perhaps go to Turkey or something, switch up. But the main fallacies: don't live in the past, try to look at the future and take accountability take decisions for the future, not dwell on something in the past.
Right.
Yeah.
Football has developed so fast in recent years.
Yeah.
There's so many things in football has changed in recent years.
Even the rules.
No, I mean, in regards to coaching, in regards to fitness, in regards to psychology, in regards to so many things that I think Jamaica has been left a little bit behind in so many things, so we need to catch up. But the good thing about it is that in the world today, with all the knowledge so easily accessible, you can be pretty quick to catch up.
Definitely. We're strapped for time, so I'm gonna ask 2 more questions. Last serious question, let's say. The fans are back. That's something that maybe you guys wouldn't have experienced where there was an empty stadium for a while because of the pandemic and such. We're getting fans back in the place. There's a lot of positivity around the team from the fan perspective as well. So just like how much has that impacted maybe what you guys are doing and the camp as well?
Yeah, I don't have this. This was my first time with the national team in Jamaica, or our first time in Kingston. So, and the players talked about it. It was a nice atmosphere. They got good support. I really liked it. We've been talking about trying to improve the relationship between the players and the fans. So the players are doing their part, going out. You know, we are inviting kids to our trainings, just trying to be more seen because we are not often here, and that's the downside. You know, if you lose the contact to the people that's actually supporting you. But I hope with this positivity going on, you know, I've heard at least that's not been a lot of positivity in regards to the Reggae Boyz for the last years. So I hope this increased positivity will show in more people coming in supporting us, and given that we will qualify for the players, I hope that people will flock to the national stadium and support it in our home game in the playoffs. If we reach there, I'm not going to go ahead of myself, but hopefully that will lead into more support there. But it goes hand in hand.
Coach Marion, if you want to add to that real quick.
The 12th man, as people say, is always important. You know, we are passionate people, and you know, when the boys are doing well, Jamaicans are like that though. Jamaicans don't support you when you're down. When you're doing well, they will come and cheer you on, and I think we're on the way up, you know. And not only with the boys, you saw it with the girls. 9,000 people in the stadium is not normal for female football, you know. So it's a building. As coach always use the term, there's a new wave around the teams. So let's just build on it positively.